A white male protester called a black ICE agent a house nigga bitch. Wait, I'm irritated. What? Sir, why would you do that? What? Why would you say that? I mean, you're not wrong, but you shouldn't have said that. What? This is not okay. You can't do that. I'm mad he said it. I'm mad at the context. Oh. Guys, I'm sorry for laughing. Oh my God. Oh my God. She said, the stuff that you're reading and seeing on the Epstein files is what happened every day at the plantation. You just care now because they look like you.
So I've seen a lot of people talking about the Epstein files and how one of the things is that he didn't want any NIIG hard ER girls there, but a lot of people did not continue to read to see why he did not want us there. He said because our girls would fight back. He said because we would tell our moms. He said because we were not going to be easily manipulated and easy prey. And what I say to that is, black women, you be proud. I know that society and specifically social media and the podcast bros are trying to make you feel as if something is wrong with you because you're not willing to be a doormat. You're not willing to be a pushover. You're not willing to let people take advantage of you and disrespect you. But I'm just here to remind you that there's nothing wrong with the fact that you're not a doormat. There's nothing wrong with the fact that you will speak out against sin and injustice. There's nothing wrong with the fact that you will defend yourself and that we will defend one another, right? It's awful what happened to so many of the girls and the little boys who were caught up in a trafficking, evil, maniacal, ritualistic, pedophilic cult, right? The atrocities that happen to these children, but things that the world will try and make into a negative trait about you are in fact oftentimes your strength, and they are positive traits. So bravo to all the black women who have empowered us when we were girls, from the time we got to be teens to the time we became adults, to be able to fight back. So I've seen a lot of people talking about,
you think eating is the worst part? You know, when you're preparing dinner, I thought that was the worst part. They would literally have us bury a hole, dig a hole ourselves, make us bury our own children, leave their head sticking out. You know when you go to the beach and you play with your friends and you're like, bury me in the sand. That wasn't a joke. That comes from something. They would bury our children, leave the head sticking out. And you know what they do? They'd play soccer with the baby's head until it literally knocked off the shoulders. Then they'd have those parents and or other slaves on the field or there in general, don't matter if you're house, field, don't matter what type of slave you are, they would have those slaves take those kids with the head off and prepare them for dinner. So their parents would have to watch their kids be beheaded by foot, then prepare their kids for their master to eat. Okay? Then they would tie up our men. They would tie up our men in a line. You ever seen execution style? Yup. Tie our men up in a line and proceed to grape them in front of everyone. Okay? Including their own kids. I don't care about just the files. This goes deeper.
So they're saying Neverland is where Michael Jackson took children to protect them. While Epstein and were doing all these perverted things to these children, eating their bone marrow, all these disgusting things to babies, Michael Jackson had created a place where children could be safe. I don't want to start crying. And we all know that they drugged that man through the mud. The media, everyone drove that man through the mud and ultimately unalived him. And it's more than owing him an apology. Y'all motherfuckers, at the end of the day, y'all ruined that man when he was here, and y'all are still trying to ruin his name now that he's gone. They're saying that he built Neverland Ranch as a way for those kids to escape, for a way for them to be safe, because Michael had grew up in the industry as all of this was fucking happening. And because he was going against their regime, they punished him and flipped the script and made it seem as if he was the one harming children when he was protecting them. And we even have celebrities like Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay has said that they have tried to frame Michael and try to get him, try to pay him everything, and he had never done anything to him. And that statement has remained true since the beginning. He has claimed that Michael has never, ever, ever touched him. Everything was super appropriate. Everything was pure. But they're the ones, the media, all these motherfuckers are the ones who work fouls. But he was also protecting people like Britney Spears, trying to get her to get from underneath the conservatorship. He was talking about that before everybody else was saying save Britney. Before, when Britney could actually have been saved, when she was still mentally there. Michael was a lifesaver. He was an earth angel. And now that he's gone, I'm finally happy that all of this stuff is coming to the light, and that his legacy still lives on and will forever live on, because he will always be that nigga.
So Michael Jackson was protecting the kids all along. Now, for the past few days, I've been reading the files, the documents. You know what I'm talking about. And let me just say, some of the things I read, I wish I wouldn't have read it, especially because of the mental images about certain people and what are in those files, but I digress on that. But Michael was taking the kids allegedly to Neverland to protect them against the ones that were accusing him of what they were doing. Let that sink in. Not one moment during any of that Michael nonsense did I feel that he did anything wrong. That was based on intuition. That was based on something here. But he was trying to protect them. And it makes sense. Corey Feldman, Aaron Carter, Macaulay Culkin, multiple other kids were all saying he was innocent. But everyone just said, oh, they've been paid off. And nope, they're lying. They were all protecting him, because he was protecting the kids from the people that were accusing him of doing just what they were doing. This is absolutely insane. Like, have you read the files, the documents? We'll call them documents. Have you heard this about Michael? Like, I literally saw an interview with his sister Latoya where she said that he told her, I'm afraid they're gonna unalive me, and she didn't believe him. These documents are deep, 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 deep. Let me know what you think. Did you read them? Have you heard the story? And like and follow for more, because, whoa.
What's wrong, Michael? I don't know if I should tell you this, but I don't know who may be listening. There may be a group of people that want to get rid of me. They don't want me here anymore.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Talk to me.
I can't talk about it over the phone. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just feel in my soul, only God knows, they could shoot me. They could stab me. They could frame me and say I overdosed you with drugs. They can do a lot of things.
Who could do these things?
It's not the government. It's more than the government. But I don't know what to do. I don't care. They can take me. I don't even care my life anymore. I just want my children to be okay. My angels.
And I just always knew that dirt y'all was trying to throw on Mike Jack was not it. I just always knew. And it's like, when you think about it, of course, it makes sense why people think what they thought about him and the kids and amusement parks and sleepovers. It makes sense. But no. Now when people really break it down and talk about him trying to save the kids from that island, it's like, wow, like y'all really was trying to set him up for real, for real. You know, and I always stayed 10 toes down because I always knew y'all was making shit. Y'all was really trying to tarnish that main character. And y'all really tried to use what he went through as a kid. Instead of understanding, oh my God, this man did not have a childhood. And all he's trying to do is see these kids and what the fuck y'all put him through.
Knowing what I know now with everything that's come out, I need everybody that had him messed up front and center. Let's hear these apologies.
Michael was the nicest guy. He treated us with respect. He was so kind. He never did anything crazy. I know people who knew Mike like that. I don't believe none of that shit. I think it's the fact that Michael had power. Michael owned Sony. He owned a lot of shit. And they wanted to get rid of his ass. And they wanted to ruin his fucking reputation. That's how I feel.
Isn't fair what they put me through, because there wasn't one piece of information that says I did that. In any way, they turned my room upside down, went through all my books, all my videotapes, all my private things, and they found nothing that can say Michael Jackson did this. Nothing.
But let me ask you
to
a
this
couple
day,
of questions.
nothing. Still nothing.
Let me ask you a couple.
Nothing.
I don't read all the things written about me. I wasn't aware that the world thought I was so weird and bizarre. But when you grow up, as I did, in front of 100 million people, since the age of 5, you're automatically different.
If he hit me, I would hit him back, which was terrible.
Do you think your father was too strict?
Yes. No, he's gonna kill me.
He's gonna kill you. Still worried about that?
My childhood was completely taken away from me. There was no Christmas, there was no birthdays. It was not a normal childhood. No normal pleasures of childhood. Those were exchanged for hard work, struggle, and pain.
How often would he beat you?
Too much.
Would he only use a belt?
Why do you do this to me? No, more than a belt. He would lose his temper. I just remember hearing my mother scream, "Joe, you're gonna kill him, you're gonna kill him, stop it, you're gonna kill him," you know, and I was so fast, you know, he couldn't catch me half the time, but when he would catch me, oh my God, it was bad.
Situation, speculation, everybody allegation. Beat me, bash me, you can never trash me. Hit me, kick me, you can never get me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.